hands. I'm a real estate agent doing something incredible. So we're going to teach you step by step what this looks like, how to be able to build in this season in your part-time spare time availability through this training. So you're going to take notes, take pictures, and you're going to learn from some of the world-class leaders that are available to us by the grace of God. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the next trainer, and this is someone that I can promise you, if you have the opportunity to work with, he will change your life, right? This is a gentleman who is a tremendous business leader, but not only that, he's one of the best friends you can have in your corner, tremendous man of God, someone who has so much experience and has helped countless people win in this business, including myself. So I want to turn it over to my brother and someone I just consider one of the great friends in this business. That's Regional Vice President, Mr. Jonathan Thomas. JT, call is yours, big bro.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Marshall. And didn't he do an incredible job? I want to give a round of applause. Thank you, Miss Jessica, for hosting, and Mr. Marshall sharing the opportunity. Incredible individual. And thank you for your leadership, sir. So, guys, I'm here to just talk about the money. But before I do that, some of you don't know my background. I've been in insurance, been a business owner for quite some time. And, it's a great career. But here's what I will tell you. This business has got me the freedom. Yes, freedom. Okay. Freedom to do what I want when I want. And to me, that is what we're all searching for, right? By a show of hands. Who wants freedom, right? Some of you can make a lot of money, but a lot of times the time is attached to the money, right? And you just want that freedom to travel, do whatever you want. So, guys, in order for me to do that, I had to learn a compensation plan. So I love it that everybody has their cameras on. Miss Jessica, Miss Carrie, Miss Grace. Hey, Eileen, good to see you. Miss Joy, Mr. Cam Keys, good to see you. Miss Rena, Miss Estella, good to see everybody with their cameras on. But I'm going to talk about the money, guys. So take good notes, because this is actually what helped me to understand why to take ACN seriously. Not that it's a hobby. I wanted it to be a business. Does that make sense, everybody? So you got to learn it, and it will motivate you. So the first thing I want to tell you, I want everybody to take note of this. Number one, compensation is only earned at ACN when customers are acquired. So I don't care when someone says it's one of those things, you got to recruit a bunch of people. Ladies and gentlemen, you can recruit 100 people, but if they do not get customers like any other business, you will not make any revenue. Are we all clear there? Okay, so you got to get customers, and guess what? You're going to learn how to get customers right after my training, guys. So the first thing you want to do, if you are new on this call, the first thing you want to do is you want to get something called customer qualified. Write that down if you're new on the call. Customer qualified, that's 5 services and 10 points. That equals $200. Now you heard, Mr. Russ, and congratulations, Mr. Russ. He hit his first promotion and then some. But as you can see, you will get your first promotion and payout. You'll be eligible to earn residual income, and you'll graduate to Friday Night Leadership. Now, let's talk about the ways that you are able to make money. The first way that you are able to make money is residual income. That's monthly reoccurring income, right? We all have to pay gas, electricity, cell phone, internet. So imagine all these years you've paid that bill, you getting paid a percentage every month on those bills. Well, that's residual income. You set it up one time, get paid over and over again. Ladies and gentlemen, you make personal residual income on services you acquire. And then as your team acquires customers, you make a percentage of all those customers that come in. And then we make customer acquisition bonuses, which are upfront money every week, guys. So very, very powerful. Let's talk about the residual income. Now, I want everybody to take a picture of this. This is showing you all the services that are available, but I want to say we focus on the top 6. The most simple and lucrative services: identity theft, electricity, gas, home security, health sharing is the biggest service, travel, and of course, we also have services like cell phone and wireless. Okay, so take a picture of that. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So let's talk about the points. As you can see here, there's a point system. Now, I want you to write this down. There is no monthly sales quota. You don't have to do this every single month. All you have to do is do it one time and maintain it. And this is the percentage that you get off of those bills every single month. So everyone starts at 3%. As you can see here, 7 to 39 points will get you 3%. But let's fast forward all the way down here to where it says 20%. Now, who here wants the 20%? Okay, I'm just making sure y'all paying attention. Okay, so 20%, guys, is what you want. So when you get to 20% or any level here, what they do is they backdate every single customer you put in from day one. So if you want to give yourself a raise, I want to look at everybody because I said something that I hope y'all caught. If you want to give yourself a raise, not get a raise based on your gender, your color, or your background. No, you give yourself a raise. Just do the work. Does that make sense, everyone? Just do the work and you'll get the money. So give yourself a raise, guys. So again, very, very simple here. As we look at this again, go for 20% right away, guys. You want to do that right away. And you are able to earn overrides on your team, similar to like real estate, right? The broker, they have a bunch of agents, they get a percentage, right? Same thing here. You are able to earn overrides when your team is getting customers. And that is very powerful. RVP and higher, guys, it goes beyond the 5th level. Again, we'll talk about that more, but just to kind of go into this, I want you guys to see this. Now, this is a business owner that got involved with this opportunity. Now, with open enrollment happening right now, November 1st is when it started. Every single business owner right now, their biggest expense is healthcare. So imagine you talking to a business owner like this. I'm going to play the video and then we'll come back. And I want to ask you guys a simple question after we see this video. So let's go to the movies. Everybody give me a thumbs up if you can hear.
Thanks, Harsh. I appreciate you having me on the call. Yeah, I've been in the aerospace industry going on 40 years. We have 130 employees between 2 facilities, one here in Connecticut, one in Fort Worth, Texas. And we currently are offering, Impact as an option to our standard insurance offering with Cigna. And we have 9 employees that have taken advantage of that so far. Others are very interested. And just with those 9 employees, we're saving $7,000 a month over what it would have cost us with Cigna. Not only that, but this past year, our renewal with Cigna was over $1 million. And we got a quote from Impact. And if all of our employees switch to Impact, that cost would be $360,000. So I don't know if they're all going to switch, but that number looked pretty enticing to me. On top of the things that Craig said about the great service and member-centric approach that Impact has, it's been a great thing. I love introducing this to other business owners because they can take advantage of the savings, they can take advantage of the residuals, and give back more to their employees. Thanks.
So, guys, I want y'all to think about that. Right now, business owners are looking right now. They're looking for healthcare. They're getting that renewal in the mail. Imagine you talk to a business owner and you're able to save him $700,000. And not to mention, he decides, he say, hey, how can I do this? And you make 4% of that. Imagine that happening to you. Would that change your life? That's 14,000, guys, 360,000. That's 14 grand in residual income. Would that help you guys on bills? By show of hands, would that help you out? Every month coming in. That's the opportunity we have right now, but you have to pay attention to this training so you can really take advantage of that, guys. So like I said, here we can show you guys right here. This is your business plan. All you want to do is go from left to right. Everyone starts at customer qualified, and then you can go all the way to senior vice president platinum. Now, I would focus on regional director. Write that down if you're new on this call. You want to ask your leader, how can I go regional director in record time? All right. Now let's talk about the position. The most important position is this position. Write this down. Customer qualified. This is the most important position because with this position, you're able to earn income. So you want to do this right away. 5 services, 10 points. Somebody put that in the chat. 5 services, 10 points. Make sure you write that down because if you're new on this call, that's the first thing you want to do. And now you're eligible for bonuses, guys, that you're able to make. Again, very, very simple, but just understand that there's bonuses that are paid out weekly every time you get those services. So take a picture of this. I'm not going to go far into it, but I want to talk about the next position, executive team leader. There's some executive team leaders on this call. 30 points to be an executive team leader. What that means is 30 points between yourself and your team. All right. Now to do this, you now can make a bonus of $50 every time a new person enrolls into your team and they get a handful of customers. Now, if you help 10 people this week or this month, ladies and gentlemen, that's an extra $500 you made this month for helping people get a bonus. All right. Now, if you enroll the month of November, if you get this done in your first 30 days, well, now you've made an extra additional $500, guys. So make sure you have a game plan to do that in your first 30 days. Now let's talk about the next position. We have some regional coordinators on the call, Miss Charlene Parker, Miss Grace, a lot of other Miss Jessica Vargas, whom you heard of from earlier. The reason why they're so excited is because look at this position. It's 200 points between you and your team, but look at that bump from $50 to $150. So imagine if you help 20 people this month get a few services. Well, that's an extra $3,000. That's not even counting the residual income. That's just in bonuses this month. All right. So run for regional coordinator. Now, regional director, you'll hear from a regional director. You heard from one earlier, Mr. Stewart. But that's 600 points between yourself and your team. You see a jump to 250. So imagine you help 30 people in a calendar month. Remember, you're not doing this by yourself. You're doing this with a team. That's an extra $7,500 this month, including the residual income, guys. Now, regional vice president, it gets crazy. It gets stupid. But just know, I'm not even going to go into that. As we get into customer training, I just want to tell you guys, you know how you can make this simple? Just help a lot of people. All this means nothing if you don't have the heart to help a lot of people. That's all this is. Just help people make money. Can we all agree on that? Write that down in your notes. I just want to help people make money. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to talk about customers. Remember, the money is only made if we acquire customers. So acquire customers, guys. The person I'm going to bring up, he is a regional director. He's in the real estate market, and he's in South Texas. He's an incredible individual, none other than regional director, Mr. David Olivares. Mr. David, call's all yours, buddy.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Can everybody hear me loud and clear? Wonderful. Well, I've been doing real estate for about 20 years. But before I go into the customer training, I do want to give my gratitude to Regional Vice President, Mr. Thomas. Thank you for your leadership. Thanks you for always going the extra mile. And thank you for, even what you do on the back end that a lot of us don't get to see. So thank you very much for all you do. So I've been in real estate for a while. I took a look at this a few years ago, and being in the real estate, some months are better than others, right? And of course, we all remember 2008, 2009 when the market crashed. So I figured, you know what? It's good to have alternate streams of income because you never know. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. So that's why when I took a look at this, instantly from a real estate agent point of view, it made so much sense. These are services that my clients were getting it, so I could help them a little bit more, and at the same time, I can be able to make residual income and help others as well. So make sure that you're taking screenshots as we're going into these sections, because you're going to want to definitely go back and reference these photos to be able to make as much money as you want and definitely maximize. So let's start making money today. The first thing that you want to be able to do is be familiar with some of these services. I know you saw this earlier, but repetition makes perfection. We have more services coming in 2024. Some of those announcements will be in March of next year. We're going to be up in Dallas. We'll talk about that later. But these are the 6 most lucrative services that we try to acquire as fast as possible. Moving on next, how do we find customers? The most important method to be able to acquire customers is yourself. You want to be your own best fan, your biggest fan of your products, right? And this just makes sense. And of course, people will say no to your business. Believe it or not, everybody's going to see value in the business. That's okay, right? Because they are using the services, and we have a special approach that we use that we'll talk about that a little bit towards the end of the segment, called the Favor Why Help Support approach. Now, when you're new, you want to focus on the first two approaches, you and people who say no to your business. Why do you want to become a business owner? Is because you want to be able to make money on your own services, right? And when you become your own customer, it's going to create belief in the services, and you're going to learn the sign-up process. Take a picture of that website right there. This has a lot of information on the technical side of how to sign up services. And you want to get paid on your own services up to 20%. And you go from selling to a sharing point of view, right? You're sharing what you do, you're not selling. Moving on next, we have some freebies for those who like free things. If you become a cell phone customer and you acquire 5 accounts of cell phone customers, for every 5 accounts, your cell phone, you get a free cell phone line. On the electricity, once you acquire 12 energy accounts or gas accounts, you can get the average of those 12 accounts in a direct deposit every single month. On the identity theft protection, you acquire 5 ID Seal accounts, and your ID Seal account can be up to 3 years. Now, one of the services that you saw circled is our Vivint Home Smart Security Systems. We've got some promotions from time to time throughout the month. This is a wonderful promotion that you can use to leverage your business right now. It's a buy one, get one free camera. Your customer gets a $150 gift card, and you, as the business partner, besides the bonuses that you saw in the previous segment, you can get a $100 gift card. This promotion ends the 17th of this month. Don't forget that special promo code called Turkey23. I don't think you'll forget that, right? Thanksgiving around the corner. Moving on next, these are some extra bonuses that Zoom has on the table for us. And as an example, there's some states where you can acquire only gas or only electricity. And in some states, you can acquire both, right? They're identified right there. You can look at the states. So for example, let's just say you acquire gas only in 6 homes, that's $200. Electricity only in 6 homes, that's $400. If you happen to be in some of those states where you can get gas and electricity, that's $1,200. And then the rest, you just kind of do the math so you can acquire more customers there. And don't worry if you're not in that, if there's no gas or electricity where you're at, because remember, we are literally all in 19 states on the electricity, so you can acquire gas and electricity in other states and other cities too. Now, we are in open enrollment right now. Everybody is aware that they need to sign up for some kind of health insurance, right? So we have Impact Health Sharing. It's a works better, feels better than insurance option. And open enrollment, once again, is right now, all right? And keep in mind that Impact Health Sharing is not insurance. It's an alternative to be able to have a way to pay for your healthcare needs. Now, every 12 months, you have to be able to do this. When you're new, obviously you have to do this. You must be accredited. It's a 15 questionnaire. It's an open book. If you need help with this, get with wherever you're working, and we will tackle on that together. Now, these are some examples of some of our customers that have saved money with Impact Health Sharing. For privacy, it's blocked out, but this particular customer was charged almost $37,000. You can see it there. Impact was able to renegotiate that, knock off almost $28,000 down to about $9,400, and approve for sharing. In other words, what was able to get paid by the members was over $8,000. So there was about $1,000 that the person had to pay. Out of almost $40,000, that's a good deal. This next one here is, check out this one. This one is an over $200,000 bill. Impact renegotiated, then it went up to bat for the customer. They knocked it down to like $20,000. That is major savings. Now, how do you get Impact customers? Take a picture of this. This is easy. Are you open to getting a free quote on your healthcare? It's literally all you have to say. And if they say yes, you're going to go to your website, make sure you're on your website. You're going to give them a quote based on the oldest family member in the household. If they like it, if they understand the product, They can sign up right there on your website, or they have questions and you don't want to go into it, right? You can submit that lead on your website and they'll get a call within 24 to 72 hours from an impact consultant. Once again, set the right expectations. This is not health insurance. It's an alternative way to pay for your healthcare needs. Now, every Tuesday morning at the time shown here, Jeff and Melissa Street, their regional vice presidents, they do a deep dive webinar with a Q&A on impact health sharings. Not a presentation on the opportunity side. It's just on the product only. Very, very good. Now, this is a very special approach that we use when acquiring customers from the war market. Favor, why, help, support. Why do we use this approach? Because if you try and get them on the savings, you will lose them on the savings. But if you build a relationship, they know that they're making a difference by helping you out, and it's a win-win situation for both. They're going to stay on that service for a lot longer, right? So this next screen is some words that work. Don't sound like a robot, but you want to kind of keep the flow. Now, for this role playing, I'd like to help. I have the help from Miss Jessica. Miss Jessica, would you mind helping me out with this little role playing for our guest here tonight?
Yeah, sure, I can help.
Perfect. Thank you, Miss Jessica. She's a regional coordinator. So here we go. Now, Miss Jessica, I'm not going to be very formal because she's my buddy. She's my friend. All right. So, hey, Jessica, how's it going?
It's going well. How are you, sir?
Awesome. Doing fantastic. I'm super excited. Look, Jessica, look, I need to ask you for a huge personal favor.
Okay. What
Look,
you got going on?
Look, I started working with a company that offers essential services, and it would mean the world if you would become one of my customers. Hey, Jessica, the reason I'm asking is because you know me, I've been a realtor for a very long time. I love it. I'm a little burnt out. I took a look at this. I kind of figured it could help me have a little bit of my time back and work, more from home, spend more time with my dad and brother. So I'm working towards a promotion, and I'm almost there. Jessica, I need a few more customers by midnight tonight. Could you do me a huge favor, support me, and maybe become one of my customers? It would mean a lot to me.
Yeah, sure. I would love to help and support you. I'm sorry that you're getting burnt out, and yeah, whatever I can do, just let me know. Show me what I can help you with.
You are awesome. Can I get you a quote on your healthcare cost?
Oh, of course. I don't have insurance, actually.
Perfect. Now, time. Thank you, Ms. Jessica, for helping us out. Let's give her a round of applause. Now, did you see how I kept it natural? I didn't sound like a robot, but I stayed within the framework. So practice this. That way it sounds natural. You don't want to sound like you're reading a script. That's the last thing you want to do because then people are going to get turned off, right? But just keep it fun. Make it your own. Write it down. Now, the last slide here is start by, in order to get more customers, start by being your own customer. It just makes sense. Because sometimes people are going to ask you, hey, do you use this service? And if you say, no, sometimes it's going to lose a little bit of credibility, right? So if possible, try to use a service, right? Now, the other thing is start by mastering 2 to 3 services. And there's a video on the approach that Ms. Jessica and I just went over. Get this from whoever you're working with. They can text it to you. So now we're going to have Miss Estella Williams. She's actually one of our top regional directors all the way from Michigan, Texas. Michigan, the state of Michigan. She's going to show you how to be able to build a team of customer getters. Thank you for your leadership, Miss Estella. The digital stage is all yours.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. David, for that amazing training. I'm back here taking notes. I hope you guys are doing the same. Amazing lineup of trainers, and congratulations, Mr. Rustin, for your promotion. And thank you for your service. Again, my name is Estella Williams. I'm a regional director here. Before I got involved with this opportunity, I had no background or no experience whatsoever in anything. I had never done anything like this. I was working 8 to faint, literally. I had no time. I was a multi-business owner, and I was working multiple jobs when I got involved with this opportunity, but it just made sense when I saw it. So I got involved to be able to buy back some of my time and be able to leave a legacy in place for my family. Fast forward, I got married along the way. So today my husband and I get to work this business together. And we've not only been blessed by this amazing opportunity, but we've been blessed to be blessed by this amount, to be a blessing to countless individuals. And we get to meet and work with incredible leaders like and individuals like the ones you're having an opportunity to see on this beautiful Zoom call tonight. And so I'm going to share with you all how to build a team, because imagine being able to do, anytime you want to you're doing anything, imagine being able to do, how it can be more effective doing it with a team as opposed to trying to do it by yourself. So let's go ahead and get started with it. So when building your team, you want to launch your business right out of the gate. So first thing you want to do is to book a Zoom meeting as soon as possible within your first 24 to 48 hours. So for those of you that are on the call, taking a look at the business for the first time, even if you've been in the business for a while, if you want to get with the leader that you're working with and let them know that you want to get a Zoom meeting on the books within the next 24 to 48 hours, I suggest scheduling 2, because that gives you an alternative. If some people aren't able to make the first one, you have an alternative choice. Pick a time and a date that works for your presenter and for you. It's just like when you get married. You pick the date and then you invite. You're never gonna, if you try to put your time around the guest, you will be all over the place. So pick the time that works best for you and the presenter. And then you're gonna make a list of 100 names and numbers. Don't prejudge when you're making this list. There has not been a test designed to measure the desire of a man or woman's heart. But because of that, because of that, you want to put everyone on the list. But you definitely want to start with your A players. Who are the A players? Business owners. Business owners make decisions very quickly. They make $324 decisions all day, every day. And then also put network marketers, people with network marketing experience, because typically when they see this, they get excited, because typically they've sold soap and, some type of product, and they've had to, they've been involved in industries where they've had to continually try to get stocked and get product. You can't stockpile dial tone, ladies and gentlemen. You can't stockpile cell phone service. You can't stockpile internet, gas, electricity, and you can't have a garage full of home security. So what we do, it just makes too much sense. And then you also want to put down the $100,000 plus earners, because although they may be working a job, they're working that job as though they own the company. They're salaried employees. So put them down as well, because they're very responsible and have the mindset of a business owner. Also put everyone else down, because as I mentioned, there's not been a test designed to measure the desire of a man or woman's heart. There are some people that are out there that's just hungry, that's been praying for an opportunity, and you may be the answer to their prayers. And then you want to invite everyone, because 50% of what you invite are not going to show up. It's just the fact of the way it is. So that's why you want to over invite. If you want to have 60 people if you want to have 50 to 100, you better, or if you say you want to have 10 to 20 people, you need to invite 60 to 80 people on that call, because people are going to flake. People are not, even if they're confirmed, because life happens. And the person that puts the most people on the Zoom presentation the fastest, they're going to win. And what I'm going to do right now is we're going to use the words that work and share with you all, show you how simple it is just to do this. Now, I'm going to ask Miss Delphina Jackson if she would unmute herself and role play with me. I know I saw her on here. Miss Jackson, are you able to role play with me? I can't hear you. Okay, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. So I'm okay. Okay, I can hear you now. So now Delphina is my friend. So ladies and gentlemen, just like you heard Mr. David say, when you call your people, don't be like a robot. You don't want to be fake. These are your family members, your friends, people that you know, people that you love. They love you. Just be natural, be yourself. So I'm going to call Delphina up and I'm going to say, ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, Delphina, this is Estella. Listen, I only got a minute. But listen, I know this is a great, first of all, how are you doing? I'm amazingly blessed. You already know. But listen, I only got a minute, and I know this is a very crazy question. But do you look at other ways of making money?
Always.
Listen, Delphina, remember, I'm sure you already know I was involved in that accident, and even beyond that, things are just going sideways with this economy, and things are just so uncertain. That's why I started looking. And I'm so excited because I'm actually working with an individual that's having massive success expanding an online business with global essential services. His name is Mr. Jonathan Thomas. I don't know how I was able to do it, Delphina, but I actually got him to give me about 15 to 20 minutes of his time tomorrow evening at 6:30 to share with me and just a small group that I'm personally inviting to see what he's doing. So if I send you the link, can I count on you to jump on the call? You know what? That is an excellent question. That's a great question. Now, I want you all to, this is where you don't need to be a scholar. This is where, regardless to what they ask you, this is your answer. Please take a picture of this slide also. If you didn't get a picture of this, take a picture of this, take a picture of this. That's a great question. I don't know all of the answers, Delphina, but what I do know is that Mr. Jonathan Thomas is having amazing success, and everyone that works with him, they're having massive success as well. And based on the success that he's going to be sharing with us what he's doing. Now, it may or may not even be for you, but just trust me. And again, it's only about 15 to 20 minutes. So can I send you the link and count on you to jump on the call so we can evaluate it together? I'm sorry?
Sure, send me that link.
Okay, great. Now, ladies and gentlemen, notice that I didn't start. Okay, and Delphina, real quick, just so you know, you're probably going to receive a call from Mr. JT or someone from his executive office. So if you see a number you don't recognize, please be sure to take the call. And also, do me a huge favor, jump on the call about 5 minutes early. I can't wait for you to meet Mr. Thomas. He is having so much success, but what I love is that he's a servant leader. Now, these are the words that you all help me give it up for Ms. Delphina Jackson. Amazing job. So these are the words that don't work. Please take a picture of this. You don't want to start talking about ACN, $2.99 plus a $25 a month support fee. All the, we got T-Mobile, AT&T, Frontier, Spectrum, and Vivid. Please don't do that, because what you're doing when you do that is you rob the person of the opportunity to be able to see the information in a professional manner, the same way in which you were able to do. And we don't have a right to do that to anyone. So let's be professionals and let people see this information in a professional manner and have it so that they can make an educated decision. Of this slide. This is very critical to your success as well. You want to make sure that you send a text message reminder to your guest 15 minutes prior to your Zoom meeting. Or if you're doing an in-person meeting, make sure that you're sending a text message as well. Have your guest confirmed, meaning the day of your meeting or your Zoom call or in-person meeting, you need to make sure that you get those guests to your leaders, that's the speaker, so that they can confirm those guests. It's just like when you go to the doctor, if you have a doctor's appointment, they call to give you a reminder call or a confirmation call. See, you have to start thinking, this is your business. You want to be business minded and you want to treat your business like a business, because if you do, it will pay you like a business. And you want to have a professional background. Have your camera on, because your guests are watching you. It does not matter how much you talk about your speaker and how many nice things you say. If your camera is off and you're not paying attention, your guests are going to do what you do. Make sure that your lights are on, test your microphone and video, and make sure to welcome your guests as they come on and introduce them to the speaker as they come on. Introduce the presenter and make sure that you ask your guests to hold all of their questions to the end. Now, also, you want to pay attention to the speaker. Make sure that there are no distractions. And please, whatever you do, never, ever interrupt the speaker. And have fun. Keep it professional, but have fun. And here's our Zoom, our call to action. Everyone, let's complete your Zoom meeting within the next 24 to 48 hours. And let's go out here and make some of that money that Mr. JT was talking about earlier. And I look forward to seeing each of you next week. Let's see who we're going to be promoting on that call, on this call next week. And so with that, it's my pleasure at this time to bring up the next speaker to wrap up the call tonight. This gentleman is someone that you all heard from earlier. He's a servant leader. He holds the position of regional vice president, and he has a team that expands from coast to coast. So at this time, I'd like to bring back to the digital stage top producing regional vice president, soon to be regional senior vice president, Mr. Jonathan Thomas. Mr. Thomas, the call is over to you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Stella. Guys, I want to thank everyone on this call. Thank you for taking your time out. And again, Mr. Stella doing an incredible job training us on how to build a team. And I hope you guys got a lot out of that training. I'm super excited for you guys and your success. So I'm going to wrap it up. All right. So stay with me, because this training I'm going to train you is the most important. Listen, you can learn how to get customers. You can learn how to build a team. You can learn a compensation plan. But if you don't have the proper mindset, you can throw away today's training and say, I just got on a good training with some good looking people like Mrs. Stella. Okay. So please pay attention to this last training, because this is the most important part of the entire training. So if you're ready, say I'm ready. Thumbs up. Sorry, guys, I like to interact. Is that okay? I like having a little fun. Y'all looking a little too stiff. All right, y'all got to have a little fun. Let's have a little fun as we wrap up the call. So let's talk about the mindset. And like I said, this is the most important thing. So guys, take some notes on this. Now, the mindset is number one thing you want to do is you want to make a decision. There's two decisions. The first decision is I want to get started and make money with ACN. That's the first decision. It's 324. Again, guys, make that decision. You know, the second decision is you want to win. Ain't that right, Miss Joy? You want to win. Miss Carrie, you want to win. Miss Grace, you want to win. You got to make that decision tonight, because you can be an ACN, but to win is a completely different thing. So make that decision tonight. The next thing you want to do is determine your why. This is very important. For me, my why was not just money, because I was fortunate to make good money. I was grateful. But here's the problem. I had no time. My mother was sick. She had cancer. Okay. So I needed more time. So determine what that why is. Maybe it's your kids. Maybe it's your parents. Maybe your parents have been working hard for their whole entire life. Maybe you have a significant other, a spouse that you want to bring home. Whatever that why is. I know one of the ladies who her why is big. She's on this call and she just had a baby. Miss Charlene Wanka. She's at the hospital right now and she's on this call listening. So with her baby. Why? Because her why is so big. So have a big why, guys. Big why means big action, okay? Number three, you want to be coachable. You want to have a great work ethic. That's something that can't be taught. You have to have a work ethic. You have to have commitment. And listen, never, ever quit. Now, I want everybody to pay attention to this. This is the most important thing in your ACN journey, okay? You all paying attention, thumbs up, right? I want to make sure y'all paying attention. Because this is something you're going to encounter in your ACN. We call it the emotional roller coaster. All right. And this is what happens. Here's you're on your roller coaster. And guess what? When you get started in ACN, you're excited. You like, man, this is the best opportunity ever. But here's what happens. Somebody put some gasoline on that fire. Let me tell you what happened to me. Wow, this is me. I'm down. You know what happened? I saw ACN. I joined. And then I went and talked to my best friend. And some of y'all know what I'm talking about. I went and talked to my best friend. Some of y'all may talk to your best friend, your significant other, right? You may talk to these people and they love you, but they just don't know. So when I talked to my best friend, he was like, well, JT, I don't think I can do that. I don't know, man. I don't know about it. I don't know I don't understand it. So when I talked to him, I was down because that's my best friend. But here's what happened. You know what I did? I talked to his wife. I talked to his wife. I talked to his wife because, the man may be the head of the household, but the women is the neck that control the head. So I talked to his wife. And guess what? She came down. I invited her down to an event. She saw it and she joined. And guess what? She signed him up too. So I got 2 for the price of 1. I was excited. And then what happened? They told me to make calls. So I made calls and I called my friend and I wanted to get them as a customer. And they said, nah, I'm okay with TXU Energy. And I said, what? It's me here. So then I talked to my mentor and they said, well, JT, did you use the script and did you listen to the training that David Olivares did? And I said, well, I didn't listen. Show me that again. And then when I called them back, they said, of course, you should have set the script the first time. You should have asked me for the favor the first time instead of trying to be a salesperson. And then I became excited again. So guys, you understand that there's ups and downs in everything, okay? Just keep the bar down. Listen, this is part of business. Don't get so attached to the emotional side. Understand what your why is, because if you will take a bullet for your family and you can't take a no, that is a problem. Take no's. Understand, focus on your why, guys. Now, this is the 4-step system. Take a picture of this. Now, congratulations, you attended a quick start training. Now, this is your first training, but here's what I'll tell you. You may not know everything from tonight, but just keep coming back. Can you imagine if you only went to one training? Imagine you guys went to a doctor and they needed to perform surgery. And then they told you, well, you know what, Miss Dolphina, Miss Grace, Miss Rena, the problem is I only did one training, but I think I'm good after that one training. So let me do some surgery on you after one training. Are they cutting you open? No, they are not. Okay, so keep coming back to these trainings. Repetition is the mother of learning. That will help you to understand the psychology of the business. So keep coming back, guys. Now, you want to get qualified. We talked about that earlier, Friday Night Leadership, and you want to mark your calendar for March 9th and March 10th. Mark your calendar because we will be in Dallas for that event. That is the last national Elevate event of the year. So you want to make sure you mark that calendar on that. Let's go to the movie. I want to show you guys a quick video of it, and then we'll be right back.
ACN is much more than making money. ACN is a way of life. ACN will impact every aspect of your life if you give it a chance. For the last 30 years, I can tell you that we've changed many lives, and we're about to change your life, those of you that are here for the very first time.
When you come to these events, let me tell you what's going to happen. ACN is going to get inside of you.
You are 100% at the right place.
We are fired up. Training, recognition. This is absolutely amazing.
I promise you, you can go all the way if you put into practice what you learned this weekend.
Whether you want to or not, you're leaving a legacy.
We are so excited to be here at the Elevate event in person and live.
If you can't get better here, where thousands of people want you to get better, where are you going to go to get better?
Successful IBOs understand it's timing.
So if you give them direction on something to do, they'll accomplish the goal. Be results oriented.
If you want to see 2024 be all that more for you and your family, elevate yourself, elevate your mind.
People are absolutely fired up to change their lives after seeing everything that they came to see. The convention has done its job.
You know how you accomplish anything in life? Persistent effort. We hold ourselves accountable for representing these co-founders at the highest level. It's not more content that you need, it's connection.
And not just belief in the company, not just belief in the industry, but most importantly, belief in yourself. See, when somebody believes, they can achieve.
You are already Senior Vice President Platinums. You are leaders. You already are successful. You have to believe it first, and then it will happen. You have to be before it is.
Wow, guys. So like they said, you have to be before there is. This is the event in Elevate, Dallas. I want to make sure everybody takes a picture of this. So guys, take a picture of that, get the QR code, go ahead and register early. Make sure you register to make sure get everything in order before that event. Again, March the 9th and 10th. Make sure you register. 159 is the registration, guys. So with that being said, again, I want to leave everybody with this. I appreciate all of you jumping on, but my thing today is that you take action. Okay, so as we get into these breakout rooms, make sure you take action. Set a game plan for yourself. Think about your why. Get qualified if you're new tonight. Okay, and these are things that you want to make sure you got the most out of this time. We ended it early tonight, so you guys can spend some time with your team and get your questions answered. So without further ado, I'm going to open up the breakout rooms. Thank you all for your service and all that you do. Congratulations to the people who got promoted. And like Mrs. Stella said, I want to see some new people get promoted next week. All right. Miss Carrie, regional coordinator. I want to see that for you. I want to see that. Ms. Dolfina, executive team leader, regional coordinator. I want to see that. All right. So without further ado, we're going to jump in some breakout rooms. We'll see you guys. Same channel, same time next week. See you guys soon. Hello.